the Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
So, Troye, Charli, thank you guys for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome to see you.
Yeah.
There is just something about the energy in working with a friend.
Yes.
Someone you just, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're scooping ice cream at the Baskin Robbins or you're sitting on a morning show doing a song or on stage at Radio City, which you both have done together. Mm-hmm. I was there.
Oh, you were?
Yeah,
Do you
absolutely.
have fun?
Oh my God.
It was the worst night of my life.
Oh,
Wow.
what a review.
Yeah.
Look, you both have done so many great things, solo, doing your own thing, but there is just that spark of being able to work with someone. It's like you're my buddy. If my tire's a little flat today, you'll help me out, or I don't know. So,
Yeah, you will, right?
Yeah.
You'll help me out.
Totally,
Great.
100%.
Budding mechanic. It's really good. It's really fun to work with somebody that you like, I think I've done like a lot of collaborations, and I always really just want to work with people who, yes, of course, are inspiring and great artists, but also people who I like can have fun with and like genuinely connect over, because I think that way like the song becomes better, like the music video is more fun, the performances are more fun, like when it's like you both want to be there and it's not just like, hey, like put this thing together and let's have a hit.
Forced.
It's like gotta be genuine. That's what I like.
Well, I think this is where we sort of let the cat out of the bag. Look, I come in here every day and hang out with my best friends. It just so happens there are microphones that are on while we're together. I don't show up because we have to do a show. I show up because I'm hanging out with people I love. I must assume that it's got to feel that way when you're working, collaborating with someone who you just, oh, that's right, we just did a song together. But there's more to it than that. We're having fun.
Totally. I mean, even yesterday we did Fallon together.
Mm-hmm.
And TV performances are really, really scary. And
why is that? More so than radio?
Yeah, for sure. It's just kind of awkward, like, because the crowd is like just chilling, you know what I mean? I don't know. The sound is not really ever great in studio, in the room that you're in, so the audience can like probably hardly really hear, and then TV is just really unforgiving as well, you know what I mean? Like you want to be hype and you want to be having a good time, but then the microphone's like right up in your face.
Right, and the camera's up your nose.
Yeah,
Right,
and so it's like there's just a lot to think about, and so it's kind of just stressful. But then sharing it is so much better. Like it makes it so much more fun. Also, you have to sing half as much. It's just like way easier.
Yeah, we're lazy.
Yeah.
It's good.
And what's great about what you just did here, of course, there was a track playing. Duh.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Yeah, but it made it so much more fun.
But the
It's like
sound
awesome.
was just, it was so great.
Yeah.
And people forget that when they hear something that sounds that great on our show that you're actually singing live. You were, weren't you?
We were.
Okay, just making
Completely.
sure.
We
Yeah,
were
yeah.
And-
out there singing it.
And I always tell
baby.
artists that, like, especially like you guys who always hit it perfectly every time you're here, hit a clunker note every once in a while,
Right.
man. Let us know that you're live.
Right.
Just
Let 'em know.
hit that sour sound.
Right. Good note. Good
I don't know.
feedback. Thank
I
you.
gotta ask how old you guys were in 1999.
I was 7.
I was 4.
And they want to go back. So if you really want to go back to 4 years old and 7
I want to
years
go
old.
back so bad.
Yeah. It was a big year for us.
Yeah.
Lots of memories.
I know, but you know. Well, so if there was another year you could go back to, I mean, like, okay, what year did it get better? Does that make sense? What year in your life? I know this is a philosophical, stupid question for early morning, but what year in your life did you wake up and go, God, you know, this is good. Life is great. Was it last year? Was it this moment right now with
Yeah,
us?
it's with you. Honestly, it really is. I just feel like for me, I don't know. I'm a no regrets kind of person. So every day, man, new day, new party. I'm like, yeah, it's getting better. It's more hype. So every day.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably same, actually. Like, I don't know. Every year has felt better for me so far, I guess. But yeah, like when I think back to being a kid in Australia before any of this happened, that was also really, really fun and chill and cool. So, yeah, it's hard to say.
I like that no regrets
Yeah.
Yeah.
law.
Right?
No,
It's a
there's
good
no
one.
regrets. I mean, we've all done some stupid ass stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we needed to do that to end up where we are now, you know? Charli XCX and Troye Sivan are here, by the way. They just performed 1999. It's available. You can go buy. I like the Michael Jackson. Yay!
Yeah, yeah. Like that. Thank
That
you.
caught my attention. And when you hit that note, someone's automatic garage doors started opening across town. It hit that tone.
I just downloaded it, $1.29.
Oh, $1.29.
I think I'm gonna have to go
Bargain.
get it too because you
Thank
guys
you.
dropped a JTT reference and I squeaked out loud. But like, if you were 4 and you were 7, do you remember JTT or did you get some help on that?
I have to confess.
Yeah.
So Troy wrote that part.
Well,
And-
I have to confess. No, so I went in and wrote my bit with my best friend Leland, who's a wee bit older than I am, and he was the one with the JTT
And
reference.
that's Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
I-
for
Yes.
anybody.
For those who need
I
to know.
didn't. But I didn't know.
Yeah.
When Troy sent me the verse, I was like, oh, like Justin Timberlake, like. like I didn't know, and then he was like, yeah, like. I didn't really know either, but then Leland wrote it. I was like, all right, cool, let's just like fake it till we make it.
He
Like
was
we know.
huge
He-
back in the day.
I remember
oh my
being
gosh.
in middle school and JTT was just everywhere.
Everywhere.
He's like the hot guy.
Yeah.
It was him,
All right.
yeah.
And there was rumor for a while that he was gay, so we were all
Yeah.
kind of happy about that.
Great. Love that.
But aren't we all gay at some point in our lives?
Yes.
Anyone? Anyone?
I might
Show
be
of
right
hands.
now.
No one's putting their hand up. There we go. All right, we're all gay at one point or another. Troy. By the way, Boy Erased. Wow. Okay,
Thank
moving
you.
on. What a film, by the way.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have you seen it, Charlie?
No, I haven't. But I told him yesterday. I was at the movies and I saw the trailer and I like cried in just the trailer.
That's
I know,
all you need.
I know that it's going to be incredible.
All you need is the trailer. Just stop
Yeah.
No,
there.
I'm gonna go. I mean, I can't wait to see it. Honestly, I think it's from everything that you've told me and from everything that I've seen. It just sounds like such a really like powerful and moving story, and I can't wait. I can't wait to watch it. I'm sure it's gonna be incredible.
Thanks.
Let me say something from the perspective of the oldest person in the room. Back in the day, we would invite artists in to talk about their album, which was out, and they would say, "Well, I'd ask, what are you doing today?" Well, they would go shopping, or they would have lots of free time because they would do their album and they were kind of done. Maybe go do a little tour for promo and do a concert here and there. Artists today. And you two, Charli XCX, Troye Sivan, great examples of how you have so many different things spinning at all times. I must assume, because I see the output, I see movies, I see collaborations, I see all sorts of things, like nonstop. Is this drive? Do you both have that drive to constantly be working on the next thing or several next things? Or if you don't, do you feel like you're missing out and you feel like you're schlubbing out? How does it feel? Like your typical day of work?
For me, I'm definitely, like, I love off time for sure. And I feel like that was one of the hardest things for me to figure out in the beginning of starting to do this, like, professionally or whatever, is you have to figure out how to take care of yourself. And so it's like, for me now, I know in the back of my mind, like yesterday was a really crazy day, but I know that in like 3 days, I am going to be off for a little while. And then I'm going to go home to Australia and like spend time with my family. And so for me, I'm like, if I am going at 100 for the next 4 days, that's totally fine by me because I know, that I've got like some off time coming up. And then the motivation though is that it's so hard to say no to stuff because I want to do everything. It's so fun. Like, I can't believe that it's like my job still, you know what I mean? So, yeah, if people will keep having me in these like crazy opportunities, then I'm for sure going to be there.
All right, we're going to continue to have Troy.
Yes.
Please, yeah.
And of course, if I hear a Charli XCX production, which I'll call it that, I hear this signature sound that you both, by the way, are very, very, I don't know, is that rude to say you have a signature sound? Because
No, that's great. Love that.
it's I hear it. It has developed. I mean, do you feel like you have developed?
Yeah, definitely. I think I've really kind of explored my creative process and my artistry, and I think I've always been like the girl who featured on the song, or like the girl who wrote the song that wasn't her song, like whether that be like Iggy with Fancy, or like I Love It and Iconopop, or like Same Old Love with Selena. And I think that for me, it was always quite difficult to get my head around, and people were always like, oh, like the support act, the like feature, and I kind of realized that actually like the thing that I really do love the most about what I do is curation and collaboration. And so I think over the past couple of years, I've really just embraced that so much. And I think that's become so much a part of who I am as an artist. Like, I don't necessarily need to take like front and center all the time. I'm so happy to be sharing everything with other artists who inspire me so much, you know, and I like really love that. Like I love it so much and I wouldn't change it. So I think like that's been such a huge part of like the development of my sound personally. But yeah.
What about the style? Because the outfit you have on right now is very 1992.
Great.
Yeah, it
I
was
love
like
that.
perfect for the whole thing.
Yeah, this is oh no, I don't know my fashion stuff.
okay.
I can't even see the label. It's by a great designer. They're really good and you should check them out. Yeah, I don't know, my style, I think I've always been very like inspired by the 90s and like I was such a freak for the Spice Girls when I was younger.
Oh,
so
you must be so excited about the reunion tour.
dude, I mean, it's great. We all knew Posh wasn't coming back.
Of course.
We all knew
We
it.
know it.
knew.
It's all right.
But
She's
it's
got to show
cool.
up for at least one show.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's right.
She
she'll
said
be
maybe.
there.
I'm
She
hoping
said
for a
maybe.
hologram.
You know.
Oh, I love
Put it
that.
in
That's
there.
where they should blow the budget. I
Yeah.
love that.
And by the way, the great thing about both Charli XCX and, of course, Troye Sivan is they are living proof that the line between music and fashion is getting thinner. I mean, art is art, and I'm starting to really, truly appreciate the fact that in these days, I was at Complex Con several weeks ago out in LA, where art and music just kind of melt into each other in fashion. And so you both are living examples of how your fashion is a part of your music. It's not just in addition to, right? You must agree on that, Troy. You love getting dressed up.
No, totally. Yeah, for sure. I mean, for me, it's like, I think if you're like just a creative person, if you enjoy making stuff, chances are you're going to enjoy making stuff in like multiple facets, you know? So, yeah, for me, it's like part of the fun of all of it.
Right.
Getting dressed up and, I don't know, hair and makeup and stuff like that. All of it is
Love
really
it.
fun for me.
And designers these days are totally different than they're rock stars. They really
yeah.
I for the first time, for some reason, the other day I met Stella McCartney for the first time.
She's
wow.
a babe.
I've never met anyone so fascinating. She's just
Yeah.
the nicest person. You know what I love most about her was anytime we would talk about her for a second, she turned it around. She's like, "What? I've got to come on your show. Tell me about your show." I'm thinking, this person has every right in the world to just be sunk in her thing. And she's an example of how you guys are as well as artists. It's a circular conversation.
Good.
Well, actually, it's not. You haven't asked us one question.
No, what the heck?
Yeah,
What's
but
going
just
on with you
anything-
guys? What's going on?
How are ya?
Tell us.
Nothing.
Yeah.
We're just kind of sitting
So
here.
don't
doing
ask us how old we were in '99. We'll just
Oh.
move
What
on
were
from
you in
that.
1999? Come on, what's the scoop?
I was 35 years old. I was old. I was in a weird part of my life. But to
Middle
address
school.
something we were talking about earlier about the best days of your life, and I quote Winston Churchill all the time when I say this. He once said, "These are the best days," and I hope and pray that everyone listening, including everyone in this room, agrees with that. No matter what day it is on the calendar, as we progress in life, those days still have to be the best.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as they aren't, then I don't know.
Right.
Time to fly to another planet. I guess. I don't know.
Off we go.
Well, back to 1999. What is it about this song that so intrigued the both of you to produce this?
Well, I think I had the idea for the title 1999.
Even though it's been done by another
Right.
artist,
Yeah,
in different
I mean, a pretty
context.
iconic artist too.
but
I don't
not
know-
the same song.
Not the same song.
Not at all.
I don't know. I honestly like Prince, obviously legend, but I wasn't really even thinking about that song at all. Like, and the two are so different, and Prince is like an icon, and blah 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 blah. But yeah, I just thought it would be really fun to create a song of that name so that we could dress up as all of these people for a music video.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
That was the motivation, like from day one. And when I sent like the rough idea to Troy, he was into it, and like we brainstormed back and forth about his part and everything and the video, and it just felt really right, you know. And it just felt, it felt right for me to become Steve Jobs, and like it just felt right to do that, you know. It was my calling, so I had to.
Well, then again, when Prince wrote, I mean, he was talking about a date that had not occurred yet.
Right,
The
right.
Like,
future.
we're going to party like it's
Yeah.
I know,
1999.
I know.
And now you're simply
We're like, throw it back, baby.
Throwing it back.
Yeah.
So
I know.
crazy.
I love it. Well, look, congratulations to both of you. And I know that Troy comes to see us a lot, and we never can get enough Troy. But Charli,
Same.
anytime you want to come see us, we're always here.
Thank you.
Bring your artists in, bring your solo stuff. I want to hear. Do you get nervous if you're doing something on your own? Are you so?
It's like kind of what Troy said about TV. It's like definitely like doing things with someone. It's more fun, and it's like half the I have to talk and say stuff half assessed. So there's like less chance I'll say something embarrassing or that I'll regret.
Feel free. We love. Actually, let's start doing things that we do regret. I think that's what we're missing in our lives.
Nice.
Right.
Do everyone do something you will regret terribly today?
Did it this weekend.
Oh, we've got pictures of Gandhi
Yes, we
passed out
do.
at the bar this weekend.
We do. It was a party.
No, really?
They had to carry her out.
Video, yeah.
That sounds like me. I love that.
Yeah, if it
Oh
was
my
back in
God.
1999, it wouldn't exist.
But wait,
Wow.
is the thing still in your neck?
They're fading.
Well, no, it's
a little
teeth
bit.
plus suction equals.
Hickey.
Bit of a hickey.
Oh, you got a hickey.
Wow, you had a
That
really
is
wild
very
weekend.
nice.
Great weekend. I regret
I know, but I'm totally jealous. I mean, I made a lasagna. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Wow.
Good on
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I love
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah,
We're in
thanks
here
for the encouragement,
congratulating you
guys. Yeah.
on your.
That's
hickey.
a no regrets vibe to
Yeah,
me.
regrets,
That's awesome.
That's cute. I like that.
That's
you.
it. Let's all go out and do something a little shifty this weekend. Why wait? Let's do it today. Charli XCX, Troye Sivan, of course, $19.99. You heard it here, but you need it in your collection. You need it immediately. Thank you guys for both coming in today.
Thank you
We
so much for
appreciate it.
having us.